Greetings, adventurers, and welcome back to Double Advantage, a show where none of us have any idea what's going on at any given moment. It is complete and utter chaos, but we love it and we're very happy to be back. So before we get into it, I'm your Dungeon Master Jong. If you have forgotten, because it has been some time, but let me go ahead and introduce you to my good old friends here. We got Blazing Torchic!
Hello everybody, my name is Blazing Torchic. I'm so happy to be back. I hit my wall there. Playing Malon Sakto, the Wood Elf Rogue. You will see me using my ever so lovely psychic knives. Lovely little knives I love to throw about and do all sorts of fun things with, like stab people, slash people. Mainly those two things. I also have a cool helmet and a few new tricks I've got up my sleeve now. So, yeah, watch out for them when I use them.
Hell yeah. As you can tell, we're very excited. I'm stumbling over my words. He's hitting walls. God knows what Bryce is about to do. And speaking of which, BryceKrispie.
What's up, guys? BryceKrispie here. I play Volstagg the Forgotten, the half-orc druid. You can find me wild-shaping into all sorts of creatures. I've been on a journey of not really self-love, but kind of finding myself in this time off. So really looking forward to exploring that as Volstagg.
It's going to be very interesting. I've talked very much with these two fine gentlemen about what their characters have been doing. No Datsunami, aka Rise Scald. We're hopeful that at some point he returns, but as of right now, he is unavailable, which is all good and fair. We wish him nothing but the best. Links are still down below. All of our links down below. Description. Even the artists of the show, Renny, Texas, Mitch Ninja, and Carl Uber. Gotta shout them out because it's been a long time and they deserve the love. So go ahead and support them because without any of them, none of this would be possible. And boy, oh boy, oh boy. I think that's it. It's been a little bit, but I think we got through that relatively easily, all things considered. Hey, my homie's shaking his camera over there. He's excited.
Hit the table.
Oh, man. So, I guess without further ado, welcome to episode 51 of Double Advantage. And let's, just for shits and giggles, because I want to try something new, let's try it. I'm going to roll a d20 to determine how this session's going to go. It's all metaphysical and doesn't matter at all, but it may be interesting.
If it's a natural one, do we just explode?
Yeah, actually, if it's a natural one, the episode ends.
Yeah, it's just like, and we'll see you guys next
time. A 13.
Yeah, 3.
Well, thankfully yours doesn't matter. So that's how you fucked up.
Roll.
I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. Now I feel like a dick. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'll roll with disadvantage because I'm an asshole. It's still a 13. It's fine. 13. All right. So, in the last string of the Lightbreakers adventures, they had gotten together under unique circumstances, traveled together, created a bond with each other, and became do-gooders around the world, saving Ataro, being in the city of Snowcaster, getting themselves affiliated with the locals, meeting plenty of friends along the way, and just having a sense of purpose that they didn't necessarily have before, that some were searching for, and maybe some were searching for a way to hide, to escape it all, regardless of where they came from and what their stories were prior to their meeting. Their meeting is what has gotten them in this position in the first place, taking beatings with each other, learning from each other, having fights with each other, some scheduled and tactical, and others, well, against some people's wills. It's been a wild ride for the Lightbreakers, and they determined that after the most recent events with the Slain brothers, they needed a little bit of a break, a little bit of a respite from all of the bullshit that they've had to deal with over the last probably year at this point. So they set off on their own separate ways, Scald to go on a path of self-discovery with his god, the Dawnfather, revisit his home, find himself and find his purpose and rekindle some old flames. Volstagg decided he would also go on this journey of not necessarily religious intent, but to find himself not only as a druid, but as an owner of a legendary artifact, as a person in this world who felt forgotten and is somehow being remembered. Sakura, not necessarily having the opportunity to head home or to see your family until things have been resolved, you decided to stay in the city of Snowcaster, which has been sort of a pseudo-home for everybody in the most recent months. Especially for you, as you grow in a relationship with Arcanist Ossian Willogen. You have relations with Lord Baron Lotus. And Avery returning to discuss some information that she had received about your and her unique powers that have manifested over the years. And the three of you went your separate ways. And over the last 6 months, you have been traveling, performing tasks, having conversations, developing relationships, and developing a fondness for not only your group that you once had, but for the others around you and the new people that you meet along the way. So I asked this question: who wants to go first? As we recount the last 6 months of your characters' lives, who wants to go first?
I feel like it should be settled by the roll of a dice.
I was gonna say
I agree.
that or a coin flip.
I
Or
do
we just
have
going.
I do
we
have
doing
a coin.
rollies?
I like rollies.
We can do rollies.
Go ahead and do
Rollies?
shout out to
All
Critical Role for coining this
Yeah.
term. I used to just call it roll off, but it's rollies now.
It is rollies now.
Oh, Sakura don't look happy.
What'd you get? I got an 11.
Okay. Volstagg the Forgotten, as you have dubbed yourself ever since the passing of Hogun. Taking on many titles since then. Volstagg the Metamorph, Owner of Clarity, Protector of Ataro, Savior of Ataro, Protector of the Lumen Grove in the Underdark, a Lightbreaker. Not just forgotten anymore. What have you been doing over the last 6 months, since you have parted ways with your friend?
Well, I have journeyed to Taragos to seek out the Church of the Wild Mother. Let me find that information that I have. How do I...
That would have been the Tide Hollow Cathedral.
Yes, Tide Hollow Cathedral. That's what I was looking for. I was trying to get to our chat, but for some reason my Discord is... Okay, there we go. So yeah. Journeyed up the mountain, or mountainside.
It would have been
to
the
Taragos.
mountainside coastal
Yeah,
kind
I
of
was gonna say.
changing.
Journeyed up there to try and more connect with the goddess whose sword I currently carry and have been using and attuning to and unlocking new abilities. Did a little bit of, side mission, not really side quests, but just had some run-ins with some wild creatures. Some ended peacefully, some ended not so peacefully. I met is it priestess?
It would have been the
or-
equivalent to the Sun Warden Leah Mistralith. Basically a title that transcends priestess, bishop, archbishop, duke.
Okay.
It's basically a pope, but for
Okay.
that specific
Right.
god.
The Wavemaker Runa Ness. Is that correct
Yes,
pronunciation?
Wavemaker
Runa?
Runa
Okay.
Ness.
Okay. You described her as a sea elf. She was in charge of the church up there. She helped me learn a lot about Melora, learn about the creation of clarity. We went to the beach where I had a chat with Melora.
And if that
You
is
wanna
something, if that is
Yeah.
something you would like to role play out, we
I
can.
think that is something I'd like to roleplay out.
Okay. So, Tidemaker Runa Ness, a sea elf woman, reaching the elderly years in her life, has a long gray braid that peers downward. Her elven ears pierce through a light blue skin. And her voice, although I cannot produce that sound from my body, it very much sounds... Her voice is reminiscent of waves crashing down. It's a gentle flow of a voice, and when you hear it, you can almost like visualize waves. One day during your however long stay you decide, she asks you to follow her to where you do not understand, but she eventually leads you down these long steps at the back of the Tide Hollow Cathedral, which is on a mountainside, and the back of it is a sheer cliff that is just coastal, all ocean. She leads you down this kind of winding stairway path alongside the cliff face that eventually leads you down to a beach. The sand is smoother than any sand you've ever felt. It's almost like stepping on a cloud. It's gentle. It doesn't scratch your feet. And as you look out, the ocean extends for miles. All of it ocean. The Archolm Sea, as grand and vast as you could have imagined. And as you look upon the sand, it has this slight tinge to it. It's light. It's much lighter in coloration than the typical, yellow or brown. And you can almost, just by touching it, it feels familiar. You feel the blade on your side tingle. Immediately, you hark back to the brief visage that you had received of lightning striking down on this very beach to create the fulgurite substance that would become clarity. You can see as the Tidemaker walks behind you and puts a gentle hand on your shoulder. She is much smaller than you, as you are Volstagg. But she just a gentle hand. Now, I believe you know where we are.
I do.
You see, before you arrived, I was made aware of your presence in this world. One of my communes with the Wild Mother allowed me to gain insight on a young half-orc man who currently found possession of an ancient artifact of Malora's. And since then I have been waiting until you have shown yourself. I thought it was only fair to bring you to the site of an ancient event where you may find, no pun intended, some clarity.
I will draw out clarity, hold it in my hands as so, and just kind of kneel down onto the beach and start to meditate, basically.
Okay. You go ahead. As you just gently place your body down, it's... The sand almost seems, not physically, but it seems to just embrace you. There is a warmth. It's inviting. As you close your eyes, holding the sword, typical rumble that the sword produces is now a light hum. A rhythmic, calming hum. And as you sit there, or kneel there. Voiceless. Like the sound of the wind just blowing by. A voice is produced. You open your eyes and you just see nothing but ocean. Great expanse. And you hear the gentle words touch your ears. Wonderful of you to finally make yourself known to me.
It's been a journey. I'm sorry it hasn't, or was not sooner. But as you may know, there has been some struggles in time. But your sword has gotten me through them. And I thank you for letting me use this weapon.
It is I who shall be thanking you soon enough, Volstagg. You have done many great things for me and the people that worship me. Saving the Lumen Grove, as Kyrie once did. This sword found you just as much as you found it. You and Clarity are not two separate entities. You make each other whole again. One is not as good without the other. You have shown yourself a versatile man, a man with morals, courage, and even in the face of death, you have stood tall in the name of nature and Eros. So I thank you.
It's been an honor, Goddess. I have no ill intent towards nature or Theros. I set out on this journey just to experience life. And it's become so much more than just that. I never expected myself to be face to face with the goddess of my powers. Hogan, my surrogate father, he always told me I was special. And I still don't believe it. But I do know this is a very special moment. And the person I have to thank for it is you. You've
My dear
given
child,
meaning.
I am honored. But your powers are not of my process. You, Volstagg, are imbued with a power much higher than I can bestow. Druidic natures are not of my doing. And I've noticed your struggle and strife. I only wish that I had found you sooner than I did. I was only made aware of your presence the moment Clarity reached your hands.
I wasn't much for religion prior to Clarity, so that may be a little on me.
Well, maybe so. But it would seem that before Clarity reached your hands, you were in possession of a relic of mine, a symbol of mine. And you feel that
Yes.
pin that Juniper gave you all those days ago. It would seem that some part of you has been connected to me, whether or not you knew it.
I'll reach to my bag and just kind of unclip the pin and hold it in my hand and go, yes, this pin, When Juniper gave it to me, I felt something. I knew it was more than just a gift, so I've made sure to keep it on my bag and with me ever since.
Yes, the name Juniper does ring a bell. She is on par in her admiration as your friend Scald is with the Dawnfather. She is a very wise young woman.
She was. She just... bit of a risk taker. But that's not a bad thing.
Indeed it is not. One must take risks in order to find success. And as early as that, you have been serving me. As you had saved the life of a wild mother worshipper. Saved a grove with my blessing. Wield the blade of my creation. You say you are not a religious man. But you don't have to be a man of religion to serve what matters most to you. I ask you these questions and hope for truthful answers. With clarity in your possession, will you protect the wilderness from destruction and overuse?
Yes.
Will you oppose the rampant spread of those who wish to tarnish nature?
Yes.
Will you hunt down those such monsters who wish to corrode and take over and eliminate the abominations of nature?
Yes.
And will you live without fear of nature or condemn the savagery that it holds? Will you live in harmony with what it possesses?
Of course.
Then, as wielder of clarity and servant of nature, I believe you to be my next champion. To serve in my honor, to serve for nature, and not on behalf of religion. And if that finds you, so be it. Some things transcend worship.
I humbly accept your offer to be the champion of nature, to be the champion of the Wild Mother.
And with that, you watch as the skyline fills with clouds surrounding you, as lightning begins to strike down all around you in a circle. Clarity in your hands beginning to tremble, and you feel the presence stronger than before. And this storm that surrounds you is not a storm to be feared. It is not anger, it is prowess. And as you look around, you see the lightning created a perfect replica of the symbol of the Wild Mother in the sand around you. And you feel clarity trembling. And as you look up, you see one gigantic bolt of lightning strike down upon you. And as you do, you feel it channel into clarity, coil around your arms, form through your eyes, and then is absorbed into you. You feel clarity vibrate ceasing. And as it does, you see along the edge of the blade where there are already runes present that read out clarity. A new set of runes are etched into clarity on a whim. And you can feel tingling of clarity throughout your entire body, very light, as you are now resistant to lightning damage.
Ooh. Let's go. Okay.
As the storm settles, you hear the very wind-like ocean breeze voice pierce your ears once more. Thank you, Volstack.
Thank you.
Close your eyes and open them once more, and you are back on the beach. No lightning marking the symbol of Melora around you. Just the Tidemaker, gently sitting in the sand a few feet away from you. You sense she reached out to you.
She did. I feel as though I've learned a lot, and yet I have so much more to learn, as well as a new mission in life, a new goal.
A purpose.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, a purpose.
A purpose. Yes. A purpose.
I sense that's what you've been looking for.
I think it has. I don't know that I knew that. I think I just was looking for something. I didn't realize what exactly until this moment. The Lightbreakers gave me purpose, yet I still wanted more. But now I think with this new information and the Lightbreakers, I'm ready to move on and continue my journey with purpose this time.
That is wonderful. Everyone deserves purpose in this life. Some unfortunately never find it. But those who do should make great use of it.
My surrogate father, Hogan, used to tell me stories of his grand adventures, which is the reason I set off on my own after his passing. Dang it. I saw Torchic laugh and
Yeah,
I just got
I
reminded of the
immediately-
one shot. And
I immediately thought of McGinn, and I just couldn't. I couldn't keep it in anymore.
Yep. Bro, McGinn makes everyone laugh even in the
Yeah.
series.
Fucking McGinn, dude.
again. Anyway.
Uh-huh.
And I always kind of wondered Hogan's purpose. And I believe now his purpose was me. He saw to it that I had the knowledge and the training and everything I need so I could make it to this moment to find this purpose. Like he always said, he knew I was meant for something more. I don't know if this is what he had in mind, but I hope I've made him proud.
I believe you have. You are a shining star in this world. And like you said, you did not know your own purpose until this very moment, and it is very possible Hogan never quite knew. Or maybe he did. But I believe you've done right by him by coming here. Now, let us go. We have the splendor to prepare for if you're going to join us during that time.
I think I will.
Well, there's much to do. Come now. She leads you back up, and as you walk up, you turn around. You swear in the distance, no clouds in the sky. You see lightning strike. You turn back. So, how much longer do you spend there? And what do you do after?
How many days until the holiday?
So at this point, you'd probably be about a week from the holiday, which is putting you at about... You've been there for probably like 2-3 months, and then that time would pass, and then however much longer you want to stay there, you would know that about a month after the holiday would be Hogan's passing anniversary.
Okay.
You wish to keep that in mind.
So I would probably stay there for about another 2 weeks after the holiday. Then well, you told me that Runa and I had a conversation about the Archdruid.
Yes. At some point during that time, you expressed your desires to converse with an Archdruid, as, you know, yes, communing with, you know, these divine religious folk was very helpful to you. You do need to understand your powers more, and they can't necessarily help with that.
Yes.
And Runa had mentioned to you that the best place for that would be, there is an Archdruid known simply as the Ember Maiden, who resides in a village at the base of the Quivervast volcano in a village called Losai.
Okay. Definitely keeping that in mind, but not a journey Volstagg would make on his own. Probably want the group to be there. So I think at this point, Volstagg would make his way back to his home, the cabin. I can't remember. I didn't bring a horse with me. I think Sakado has both horses.
I
believe you'd left without a horse.
You could take one of them.
But
yeah,
also,
that's fine.
You also can just become a horse.
I was gonna say I can be a horse.
I believe you can also be a flying creature now.
Is that? I think that's one more level.
I think that's level 8.
Is it? I thought it was level 9.
I'm pretty sure it's level 8.
By the way, they're level 8. I don't think we talked about this.
Oh yeah.
We have not talked about this. Can I be?
I think you can be a bird at level 8.
Yeah, level 8. Limitations, it's just a dash.
Okay. We're
So you
gonna
can
have
fly
to
now.
go through my wild shape stuff after this.
we remind me and we will do it after the session.
Wait, are we sure at 8th level you can use the assumed beast that you've seen, challenge rating 1 or lower?
Remember,
Well,
you got to go into Moon Druid.
At
should
4th it
be.
says no flying speed, and then at 8th it says nothing, so I'm assuming that means you can fly, because it is not specifying no flying speed.
Because at 4th you get swim speed, at 8th you get flying speed.
Yeah, so you can fly now.
You should be able to fly now.
Okay. All right.
If not, I'm ruling it that way until I see otherwise. If I fucked
We're
up,
going
I
that
fucked
way
up.
until we hit level 9.
Yeah, then you're definitely going to fly.
Yeah, for some reason I don't see anything about actually
Oh.
flying speed.
I just went onto your character sheet and clicked on wild shape.
Circle forms, right? Blah blah blah. Starting at 6th level, you can transform into a beast with the challenge rating as high as your druid level, divided by 3. So
Yeah, level 8.
okay. Yeah, I missed that. Didn't even think about
Let's
that.
go.
So yeah, you
I
can
was
fly.
just worried about my wisdom score improvement.
Which, yeah, you have finally maxed to 20, which is great.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. Yeah, I'm still just gonna be a horse and ride into.
Yeah. Good enough.
Yeah. So yeah, and I'd spend probably a lot of the remainder of the time before I head back to Snowcaster to meet up with everyone. We did say we were going to meet back at Snowcaster,
Yes.
didn't we? Yeah.
There was never a disclosed time frame, but you did say that you would meet back up at Snowcaster.
So I'd hang out there, just, you know, fixing it up, making it a little more secure. Some fencing just to try and keep the riffraff out. Though anyone is welcome to use the home should they be a passerby. And then I think with about 3 weeks left in the time gap, I would head to Snowcaster and just kind of, once I arrive in Snowcaster, meet up with, it's been way too long, what is his name?
Cyber?
Not Thybrick. And not Willowgen.
Lotus?
No, the tiefling.
Creed.
Creed.
And
just work with Creed on some odd jobs. Nothing like crazy, but just to pass the time.
Okay. So you work up on the home. On the day of his passing, you visit the grave with his scimitar now made in stone. That's his tombstone. You reminisce. You fix up the house. It's looking good.
Question about that. Hold on. Because you just reminded me.
Mm-hmm.
So now that I have stone shape,
Okay.
I will actually like shape the gravestone, headstone. What's the actual term for this?
A headstone, I would assume.
Headstone, yeah. Shape it into a nice, instead of, just kind of like rocks, I want to make it, a nice monument, kind of comes up and curves, and his scimitar etched inside of it. You can see the scimitar, but no one would be able to remove it.
Okay. Easy enough. I would even say with stone shape, you can like create text within the stone. I would say that's very easy.
Just writing.
Like cement.
Yeah.
Do you make a headstone for your mother as well?
Yes, but not as... It is left for more modifications. It is simple.
It's ambiguous.
Yes. Until I know more.
Easy enough to do. You do that. You fix up the house, which is easy enough to do with combination stone shape and just your skills of being a wilderness survivor. And I would say even, and that's up to you, you can put a little sign that says, free to use for those who require respite. Please be respectful,
Yeah, basically. A little thing on the door. Just talking about Hogan built this for us. Now I leave it to those in need. Take what you need, leave what you want. Fix what you break. Just kind of leave it at that.
Easy enough, and you've created this homestead for wayward travelers that Hogan took you in, and you hope this home can take others in to bear fruitful lives and keep people safe. And eventually make your way to the city of Snowcaster, where you do some odd jobs for a little bit. Just getting back into the rhythm, getting some adrenaline through your body, experiencing the new abilities. Probably at one point you actually experience the lightning resistance for the first time. And that throws you off guard, as you take a something and you expect it to do more, and it's like, oh, okay, Still hurts. Still fucking sucks, but doesn't hurt as much as you would expect it to. And eventually, after that time, you return back to Creed to cash in for whatever quest he had sent you on. Sakura, in this time frame, what have you been doing?
So, after my good old friends Volstagg and Skull departed, just before that, lovely old Avery told me about a book.
She did.
And so, not wanting to rush right into it, I left it for a couple of days, mainly because I did not have a tongue. So, I would have gone to lovely old friend Willigen and been like, then form the psychic connection.
Mhm.
And be like, well, Willigen, problem, I don't have a tongue. Can you, like, fix that? Or is this gonna be a problem?
I'm sorry, you don't have a what now? A tongue? How did you... I believe I'm failing to understand how you lost a tongue.
Haunting people torturing you is probably not the smartest idea, especially spitting on.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I can help you. But I can't replace every limb you lose. I mean, I can, but...
But it's gonna cost the next time, I'm assuming.
It's gonna cost this time too, but not money. Come on. Let's get this fixed. I can get this done in a couple of days. It's
Lovely.
gonna take a lot of sitting still as I have to, you know, mold what was your tongue and create a...
I mean, I've got my tongue here.
Oh, that's actually disgusting and useful. Okay. Yeah, sure, give me that. And he takes it. Alright, so after I mold this, what do you want me to do with it?
With the tongue or the mold?
The tongue!
My tongue?
I know what I'm doing with the mold. I'm using the mold to make the tongue that I will put in your mouth. Do you want me to do anything with it? Do you want me to throw it away? It's a fucking tongue. You want me to, like, preserve it?
No,
Like, what do you...
Just give it to me.
Alright, fine.
Just keep it. I need to kill someone with it.
Sorry, what?
It's fine.
How are you gonna kill somebody with a tongue? It's decaying.
You can just chuck it in their mouth and let them choke on it.
I hate it here.
Look, I haven't quite thought it through yet, but I have revenge I need to get on someone, and this tongue is a sign of that.
Okay. See, I've been focusing on the wrong thing. We need to talk about who cut your tongue out. We'll get to
You heard
that.
of this? Okay, we'll get to that.
The what now?
The Slain Brothers. Have you heard of them?
No, is that like a new musical group?
Oh, I wish it was a musical group. Drug lords, basically.
So you got your tongue cut out by a couple of drug lords who are still out and about, and you came to me, where people know where I live.
Yes. You're strong.
I regret ever doing business with you. Come on, let's fix your fucking tongue.
Oh, you'll not regret it.
All right, come on. And he goes over and it's a grueling process of trying to figure out how to place a prosthetic tongue into your mouth. But as the time goes by, he eventually kind of like gets it together and puts it, and then kind of uses his magic to kind of almost like a seal. Like he like utters this incantation that allows for it to bind. And he pulls away. He says, "Give it a test."
Well, I think that it works fine. It was gonna take a little second to get used to. Oh. It's just gonna like.
You're a piece of
do
shit for that
everything,
one.
you know.
You're a piece of shit for that one.
Hey, look. If you've gone a couple of days without a tongue, it's gonna get a little bit used to having it again.
All right, that is it's a little bit of a malfunction, but we could get over it probably. All right.
I think I'm getting it. Oh, let's go.
Okay, that took a
I
little...
think I'm over it.
All right. You know what? I have an idea. I'm gonna need it back though.
Can I just like rip it off?
You can literally just detach it. That was terrifying, and I don't want you to ever do that again. Alright. I'm gonna spice things up a little bit, I think. If we're gonna put a prosthetic in your body, we should at least make it useful, I think. So,
Oh,
give me a little bit. And he takes like 2 days over this process, so you got your tongue back but lost it almost immediately. And puts it back in after the 2 days. Now, I feel like this was probably a bad idea. But I think now that your tongue got you into some trouble, maybe this time it can get you out of some trouble. Taking Silver Tongue to a whole new meaning. Maybe you can influence people every now and then. God, I don't know why I did that. Well, he places it back in and puts his hands away.
oh, that's gonna take some getting used to.
By the way, do you want it?
Just take my tongue.
Do you want it flesh colored, or do you want it like
What color would it be right now?
It's flesh colored. Do you want it different?
I'm sorry, I was not really prepared for this question.
I don't know, man. If I got my arm removed, I would probably want it to be like not flesh colored.
Silver.
I don't know why, but I'm getting some sort of... I feel like it should be silver, you know?
Give me the fucking tongue.
And this means Sakdo officially has a mute button.
It's true, but only you can control it because it specifically says the item that it cannot be removed from you unless you're dead. So only you can mute yourself.
So I can mute myself. Okay.
Yeah. Easy
But
enough.
if I could charm person.
Yeah, you can charm person, and easy enough. He just kind of flicks his wrist, and it changes color into a silver. All right, here you go,
Wow.
Mr. Silver Tongue.
What? I feel like that was a worthwhile thing.
Well, probably the weirdest thing I've ever done, but you know,
I do bring you some quite interesting scenarios.
you do.
Keep you on your toes.
Right. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know whether I hate you or enjoy you.
I think a little bit of both, you know.
It's a very unique concoction of the two.
Yes, I very much enjoy you because I don't know, I just love confusing you.
And I love how confusing you are, and how interesting you're just something. You are a specimen that is unlike anything I've ever seen, and then you bring her along with you, and it's two in the same room is quite unusual.
Well, I would like to thank you for reminding me. I've been so caught up in this tongue business, I've forgotten about the book. So, I will update you if you need to be updated.
I'm probably gonna need to be updated.
Yes, probably, given what Avery said. So, I will go and read said book, and if it's anything useful, I will let you know.
Surely. Have fun.
Right, well. I'll see you later.
See you later. He goes back to doing whatever the fuck he was doing in his workshop. And so, how long do you think it takes you to process the contents of the book? As you know what's inside of the book.
Or this book.
How long do you think it would have taken for you to not only read it, but mentally process?
Right, 1 second. Right. This book, oh boy. All 400 words of this book I've written down. I think Sakado's first reaction is just speechless. It's completely flipped everything he thought he knew out. His father and his relationship with the council is just flipped it on its head. Like, he thought that his dad didn't know anything, like Kwan knew absolutely nothing about the corruption until that fateful night. But instead, his dad was one of the people trying to bring it down. And it takes a good couple of days to process that. And after those couple of days, he would eventually take the book to Willigin. Obviously because of the experiments mentioned in said book.
Yes. Specifically, you're referring to the xenotransfusions that transpired.
Yes, the xenotransfusions. Sakado would have not much of an idea what that word means.
You bring it, and Avery does it as well. Avery, throughout all of this, is in the same position as you, where she's shell-shocked at the reality of what has been presented to the both of you. She's had a little more time to process it than you have, but some of the scientific lingo is not privy to her. And as you show Aussie in the book and he reads through some of these scientific findings, he looks up. Xenotransfusions are very, very experimental and most likely deadly. The fact that if this is true, your father lived and not only had no side effects is unusually rare. I mean, we're talking about days of slow injection into the veins of something foreign that does not belong in the body and coming out unscathed. We're talking week-long processes that don't stop. And both of the participants made it out alive.
Well, of the second version.
Well, I wouldn't call the first one an experiment. I would call drinking the blood of creatures to be stupid rather than an experiment.
Even by my limited knowledge, that does sound rather idiotic.
Whoever came up with this transfusion idea is smart. Do you know what happened to them?
Yes.
I don't like that face you're making.
They're dead.
They're dead.
By their own hand.
Oh.
Out of fear of the council getting either me or Avery. It was that terrifying.
Is that in this book somewhere?
Yes, in the later pages, you have to skip a little bit. It's
Just immediately flips to it?
Just there. Yep. There you go.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
He was really that worried.
Yeah. That's... Yeah.
So they don't know about you. Or you, Avery. They don't know what you can do. They just want you because you committed crimes against them.
I mean, yeah, they don't really want Avery. Avery was sent out to kill me.
I mean, I'm
kind
of a mediary, honestly. You know, I mean, I did negotiate your family to leave. So, I mean, they don't hate me, but I'm also not particularly welcomed back, so to speak.
Well, now you're not particularly welcomed back, but that's the joy of knowing me.
And whose fault is that? Yeah, exactly.
Well, you kind of set up an ambush against us, so you know.
Listen, I'm the one who was... You know what? This is not the time for this argument. We have bigger
Yes.
fish to fry.
They were much bigger, much bigger.
Alright, well... This is all very interesting. So I was correct. You do have unusual DNA. I didn't know that it was mutated, though. That presents itself a much more interesting question as to how it happened and how it grows and if it can be a problem.
You know, I didn't consider that. Could this kill me?
Considering not only it changes your physical appearance, the red eyes, but your chemical composition. It wasn't as if you naturally grew powers, like in the not experimentation, but on the research on sorcerers and their genetic ability to produce magic. This isn't a genetic ability to concoct magic. This is a genetic ability to fabricate reality. You understand that? You are fabricating items that do physical harm. You are fabricating.
See, you keep saying this fabricating word, you're gonna have to dumb it down for me.
You are creating something from nothing.
Okay, there we go. That's a lot simpler.
In the matters of science, matter cannot be created or destroyed. In the terms of us wizards, we are channeling from something that already exists. For sorcerers, it is within them that they draw it out. You are creating arcana. Stop laughing. It's not funny.
Right, okay, composed.
They're not going to hear that, you know? That's the funny
I
part.
know they're not. I know they're not. It is the funny part. Which is why I was laughing.
Mhm.
So what you're saying is, I am breaking science.
Yes. If that wasn't already present in the fact that you are a mutant, then yes, you are breaking all
I
matters
don't
of science.
particularly like the way you phrased that.
All right, would you want me to say, okay. Considering you're a mutant,
Marginally better.
that is what you are.
But I know, but it just feels like it has a negative connotation.
All right, it's not like it's gonna cause like some weird rift between humanity and everybody else. It's not, it's not gonna start a war or anything, or discrimination or anything of the like, All right, fine. Since you are an enhanced individual, you break many laws of science, as do many things in this world. Science is not as concrete as we may like it to be. People can bring people back from the dead just because. Science is a little wonky in this world.
I
So,
mean, I just don't understand how just taking the blood of something and putting in something else, obviously there's a little more science mumbo jumbo going into it, but so I'm like a weird fusion of an elf and a Durga?
see, the thing is that with this, you don't have the DNA of the Durgar didn't meld with your father's. It changed it. And then was flushed out of the bloodstream. It just rewired your father's DNA in ways that didn't change him, but would change the way his offspring would become. You're not necessarily part Durgar, but some of that was left over, but still your father's.
Right. I think I've got it.
Well, I don't really even get it, so you don't have to get it entirely.
Oh, well, that's a great start.
It's unusual. Like I said, experiments like this should have killed both of your fathers.
Well, they didn't, and here we are.
And I guess that's one way to look at it.
Call
Well,
it the luck of the devil.
you sure you're not cursed?
I'm cursed with this sorry excuse of partner.
How dare you? How
Look,
dare...
I've beaten you in more spars than you've beaten me, so...
Come talk to me when you can fly.
Right, okay, just because you can fly doesn't mean you're better.
Actually, it precisely means that. I can fly farther than you can throw your psychic daggers. So,
Yes, well, I can teleport now, so...
listen, that was a fluke, alright?
That was not a fluke. I can do it. I've done it twice now.
Okay, but you can only do it once a day. I can do this whenever I feel like it.
Right. But I'm better at fighting, so... Just because you can fly doesn't mean you can beat me.
Well, you were on the run for many, many years, fighting many, many people. I stood as a town guard. There's a difference.
Yes, there is a difference, and that difference is I'm better at fighting. There we go.
Religion, I promise I will kill him next time.
I would love to see you try, Avery.
Listen, can you guys just get a room or leave? Because I really don't want to be in the middle of, like, whatever this is. So... I got my own shit to deal with. So unless you're gonna let me, like, sample your blood or something...
But haven't you already sampled my blood, or do you want another one?
Well, I mean, now that I know what I know, I may be able to ascertain a little bit more.
Alright, then go ahead, take the blood.
Sure?
Right, what are you gonna do with it? Like, besides experiment?
I don't know,
Sell it?
you just seem very, like... You know...
I want to know more, and you're smarter than me, so...
Alright, so give the blood. Alright,
Offering,
great.
just take it.
Just gives a little slice with a knife and just kind of draws the blood out into a vial. Alright. Well, I sense you guys have a lot to do. I'll leave you to that, and when if I find anything interesting, I'll let you know. I may just get into a stalemate. It happens.
Well, a stalemate over something is better than stalemate over nothing.
That is true, my friend. Ooh, I did not mean to say that. Okay.
Friend, ooh.
Stop. I think...
friend, did you hear that,
I
Avery?
think he thinks you're his friend.
Well,
Wow.
I mean, I would love to be his friend. He's very smart.
This is a very interesting development. I think we should continue. Please leave now.
Oh, what's the matter, friend? Are you sick of our presence already?
Hold on, let me look at something. D&D wizard spells.
Oh no. Oh no. Is he gonna teleport us out?
That is what I'm attempting to look for. All right, let's see. What has he got? Man, there's some weird wizard spells at this level.
You could just command us and then say leave.
Yeah, you could. Okay. You watch as he just flicks his hand upwards and nothing happens. By the way, come here, I want to show you something.
Oh, okay.
You just bang into a solid mass, but it's clear. You can't get to him.
Huh? What?
Come back when you learn that trick.
I would like to misty step through the wall.
Okay. Give me 1 second to read what this spell does.
Is it Wall of Force?
It is Wall of Force.
Okay. I'm not too sure if I'm able to get through that with the Misty Step.
Each panel must be continuous form whenever it lasts for a duration. Nothing can physically pass through the wall. Okay, but you're not technically physically passing through. It is immune to all damage. It can't be dispelled by
It is
dispel magic.
teleporting. It's specifying I'm teleporting with Misty Step, so I'm not passing through the wall. I'm...
Okay, hold on. Let me see how these interact. Wall of Force and Misty Step. Because it's technically a clear wall. Is Misty Step blocked by the Wall of Force spell? Let's see. Trying to figure this out. It's giving me this whole paragraph and I just want the answer. Give me the answer.
I love how Google gives you like tons of paragraphs and then you just never get a simple yes or no.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. Let's see if this one will help. It's not talking about Misty Step, but it's talking about Dimension Door.
Dimension Door is a form of teleporting.
That's what I'm saying, but I don't know if it's because Dimension Door is a higher level. Let's see. Wall of Force and Misty Step. Because I do want to see how this works.
So it's...
Misty Step or any other teleportation ability can ignore a Wall of Force since it is invisible. It does not block line of sight, and teleportation does not pass through a space. So yes, technically you would be able to Misty Step into the wall. He counterspells it.
I just slam into the wall.
Nice try. That would have worked, by the way. So...
Well, that's third one, Avery. That's third one. It's not a fluke. I can do it.
By laws of 3, it technically can't be a fluke anymore. But yeah.
There we go.
You know, if I mean, if I let you in, you would have been fine, but, you know. Magic.
Magic is fun. Except from when it hurts you.
Yeah, not fun. He shuts down the wall. Alright. Truce?
Truce.
Alright. Out.
Okay. And let's go, Avery. He might kill us next time.
Please do. Thank you. Leaves out. So, what do you do with the rest of your time?
Well, after that absolute bombshell of a book, I will have gone on a few quests to just earn some coin. Sometimes by myself, sometimes with Avery. And other than that, besides keeping my lead over Avery in every spell we have, just milling about Snowcaster, not really doing too much.
Okay. As you're kind of walking about, you wake up one morning, presumably at Shadowstar.
Yes.
You walk out, looking about, and there you see Volstagg talking to Creed.
I'm not dreaming, am I? And I'll walk over and be like, Volstagg?
Ah, Sakado. Hello, friend.
It's you?
I think so.
I'll just like poke his shoulder. Oh my god, I'm not dreaming. Welcome back. It's been so many months.
It's been a while. I see you have a tongue again.
Oh,
That's disturbing.
yeah. Oh yes, I know, it's quite fun. Yeah, Willigen is cooking it. To say he cooked me up a new tongue is probably not the best way to phrase it. He gave me... No, that's even worse. He made a tongue for me.
I have questions and I don't want answers.
Don't worry, I still have my old tongue.
At this point, it is massively
concerning.
decayed. It is massively decayed.
It's fine, flies only flock around at around about noon.
Just speechless.
But how have you been, Volstagg? It's been so long.
I've been good. I've learned much, and yet I need to learn more.
Yeah, I think that goes for the both of us. I've certainly had quite a few bombs dropped on me. It's been
I am
a few months.
officially the champion of the Wild Mother.
Here's another bomb. What?
So I met a wave maker, essentially like the Sun Warden.
Oh, okay.
And she took me to the beach where Clarity was formed, where I had a one-on-one chat with Meloria, the Wild Mother.
What is it with you guys and talking to gods? Like, holy shit.
It's very weird and humbling and terrifying, honestly.
Yes, I think talking to a god would be pretty scary. What, is this how you became the champion? You talked to her and didn't piss yourself?
Yeah. Pretty much. She asked me a series of questions. I answered. And then she asked me to be her champion.
So you
And
had
I
a job
accepted.
interview with a god?
Yes. Yes, I did. In simple terms.
Like, I know some cool stuff happened with me, but really? You're now employed by a god. That is...
I wouldn't say employed.
Well,
I don't really get payment.
payment of power?
Maybe.
Well, I mean...
I already
you're
have the
champion
sword.
of a god. I mean, you... Oh, anything happened with the sword?
Did I show him the new rune?
Yes, you can actually. And you don't read Elvish, huh? We've been through this.
Me?
No, I can read
No,
Elvish.
no, Volstagg.
I don't read English.
Yeah. Yeah. So hold on, let me find it because it's actually in my notes somewhere, and I'm a bad note taker.
Job interview with the god.
Dude, you fucking got me. I'll be honest, you got me on that one. I was like, if you want to use fucking layman's terms, yeah, sure. Like, like yes. Employed by a god. You had a job interview with a god, motherfucker. I should have expected something like that. Okay.
Well, Sakado's not exactly religious, so he has no idea how that stuff works.
No, that's valid. It's valid as hell.
The full stack.
Well, you had the interview,
Yeah.
Shit.
so you spent like a few months around religious people.
That's true. I have been in a church more in the last few months than all Volstag's life.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, you spent a pretty fair amount of time there. I have to find it because I had it written down. Is it this one? Damn it! There it is. Should I write this?
I completely forgot that it was inscribed in Elvish.
Yes, it's inscribed in Elvish. So the Kalase, which reads clarity, this word reads impedance, which both of you make a history check.
Ooh. Is this the first proper dice roll?
Technically.
Besides rollies, yeah.
Besides rollies, yeah.
Ooh, let's go. Ooh, let's go. That's history?
Mhm.
That's a 6.
I got an 8.
Big word.
Impedance. So it stops something? I mean, that's cool, I guess. I was expecting a bit more flashy, like that whole beam you shot out.
I mean, I can still do that.
Volstagg, after he says impede something, stop something. Something in your head like stops, maybe stops damage. Impedance means resistant to lightning. Straight up. It's like the actual definition of the word.
Really?
It's mostly implied for
Did not know
circuits,
that.
but
Right.
same shit.
Okay.
You connect the dot there after he says that.
Okay. I don't say anything.
Good enough.
So your sword got, I'm gonna assume in some way cooler?
Guess we'll find out.
I hope it's as flashy as the last thing, because the last thing worked wonders. So, where exactly did you go?
I went to Taragos to the Wild Mother Church.
Oh, there. Wait, didn't they? Hold on. I'm gonna do this off my own thingy. I vaguely remember something happening up there, being mentioned in town at some point. A few months back, I think? I don't know.
I mean, I always knew I was supposed to go up there to talk to the Wild Mother. Taragos, Wild Mother Church.
Are you thinking about when there was an earthquake near there?
I was more so referencing the, Tide Splendor.
Oh, the
Yeah.
holiday.
Yeah.
Oh,
holiday.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, Volstagg took part in that. I don't actually know what happened. We didn't cover that. We just kind of said he was there.
Yeah, it's basically like if you remember the Liberation Festival back in Ataro, sort of like that. Lots
No high
of
disc.
no high disc. It was more of it was a holiday, right? People get together, they have grand meals, fishing vessels park on the docks, and kind of like offer like little boat rides for the kids and stuff like that. They set up like a little. They have like a play on a boat that people can sit and watch as like they, do like performances and acrobatics and just celebrate, their goddess. It's just a day of unity, of fun.
Okay.
So,
Well?
I'm assuming you're done with your journey?
I'm done with the solo part of my journey. What about you? How have you fared?
I've certainly had a few, I wouldn't say life-changing, but close. I've had a few discoveries, mainly thanks to that book Avery brought. What is the best way to put it? My powers are the result of an experiment my father took part in.
What kind of experiment?
A secret undercover experiment for the express purpose of overthrowing the council.
So this was a good experiment, but not good?
Good in the sense I have powers, bad in the sense it killed a couple of people?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how I feel about it. And Avery, their psychic stuff is part of it as well. Both of our fathers were the only ones who had any effects from it. So that's about the major thing.
Your father had the same powers as you?
Apparently not. I mean, if he did, he didn't show anyone them.
Interesting.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
it was more it affected their offspring more than them.
you're picking it up quicker than I did. I mean, even Willigen's a bit confused by it, and that's how you know it's something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm lost. I just
I'm lost as well. I mean, that's the second biggest thing. The first biggest thing is Avery is still losing to me, which is obviously miles more important.
You can see that a voice comes from behind Sakuro, from the chambers where people are just allowed to, take beds. You guys have all stayed the night there. She kind of peers back, looking like she just woke up. You see, for one, good to see you again, Volstagg.
oh great, you're still here.
Listen, you would think after a journey of self-discovery you would be less of a hot ass, but,
It was self-discovery, not tolerance.
touche. I mean what I said, though. It's good to see you.
It is good to see you. I'm glad you've been helping keep Sakado alive and out of trouble.
Well, I'm glad now you're here so you can keep him out of it, because he's been a huge pain in my ass.
Well, to be fair, you get yourself injured quite often as well with your whole flying thing.
All right, listen, that happened one time. I wasn't expecting him to shoot at me, and then I fucking passed out, and then I fell to the... Okay, see, this is why I didn't want you telling everybody everything.
See, this
You
is
fly
why
now?
You flying is not a good thing.
Oh yes, lots of developments have happened. I can fly, he can teleport.
Yes.
It's...
Can teleport?
Yes,
yeah,
I can.
I'm a bit jealous of that one, yeah.
Yes, I mean, I can't injure myself by fall. Well, I could, but it's a lot harder to injure yourself from falling by teleporting than flying.
It's true. That's very true, But at least when someone tries to run away from me, I have the weapons in my hand already. You have to form them. So you kind of slower in that regard. And I know you don't
Yes,
like being slower.
but, hold on. Now, hear me out. Here's the thing. I don't have to carry weapons, so I'm perfect for espionage. They can search me, no weapons on me. Boom. / done.
I mean, but if they tie you up like the rest of us, it doesn't really matter that much.
Well, yes, but if anyone's tied up, they can't really do anything.
Listen, the last time you were tied up, you lost your tongue.
That was because I'm an idiot.
You hear that, Volstagg? He finally admitted it.
Oh, look, I know I'm an idiot, but I'm...
Shocked.
Me too. Well, it's good to see you two back at whatever it is you do. What's any word on Scald?
I mean, I've had nothing. Have you had anything, Volstagg?
I'm not.
I mean, there was no set date on coming back, so he might just show up later.
This is true.
He's probably got his own things going on anyway.
Yeah, Sataro isn't quite a whirlwind.
Yes. And also extremely far.
That is true, yes.
That,
I mean, I didn't make that travel, but your family did, so...
yes.
Well, what are you two to do now?
Well, we have unfinished business here. Sakado has plenty of unfinished business. I have some journeying to do, so we can really start anywhere.
I mean, we've been here this whole time, and we've been keeping an eye out for the brothers. I haven't seen anything either.
I assume they wouldn't come back here, at least for a while.
I feel like... I didn't experience that, but I feel like that road is closed for now. Until otherwise noted. There wasn't even a seam of anything. The good news, though, is that Rune is pretty much non-existent now.
That's very good news.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the odd batch, but I mean, since it's not being manufactured anymore, people are either
Right.
people are either running out of it or saving it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Religion hasn't been much for offering ideas. We've been kind of just doing odd jobs.
Yeah, I mean, we've dumped more on him than he's dumped tasks on us, so...
It's true. And I don't know of anybody else.
Volstagg, get this. He called me a friend.
This is true.
I mean,
Is he drunk?
No, he was not drunk.
That would make more sense though.
Shut it. I would like to see him drunk. That is something we need to do at one point. Because who knows what he'll tell us.
Maybe we'll invite him to drink or something.
It's a celebration for Volstagg coming back. I like your thinking.
It's perfect.
I can go for some ale.
Excellent.
Well, we can get Thybrik. I haven't really talked to him too much, but we can see how he's doing. We can just have a gathering.
It's perfect. We could throw a pot. I'm sure Creed wouldn't mind, right? We could throw a party. And what's the name of the guy who bailed us out of prison?
Skull?
Baron.
No, not
No.
Scald. He paid. The other one cleared our name.
Oh, Baron Xavier.
Lotus.
Lotus.
Lotus. That's it. That's the other one.
We can
Baron
invite.
Xavier.
We can invite Lotus too. Why not? Maybe he'll bring the good shit.
Oh, he might bring some fancy stuff.
See?
For once, you're thinking.
Listen, not now.
What do you mean not now?
Come on, we're trying to celebrate for Volstagg.
Yes, but what's a celebration without jokes?
That's a good point.
Exactly.
Well, I don't see that as a bad idea. Well, how about we split to send the invitation? I'll go talk to Willigen. You can talk to Thybrik and Lotus as well, since you probably have a better connection with him than I. And I'll spread the word around. Maybe I'll just invite some randos. It's always fun to have a good time.
Ooh, randos. Ooh. Make sure that they don't try and kill me.
No elves, then. That seems a little racist, don't you think?
Right, no. I did not say no elves. I just said people who don't want to kill me. It does happen that they are usually elves, but I have some form of screening process, maybe?
I will vet them. Don't worry. It's fine. I'll let Willigen know. You handle Thybrik and Lotus, and whoever else you may deem necessary for the invitation.
Yes, sounds like a plan.
Perfect. See you then.
See you then.
Wait, when are we doing this?
I was just about to ask that question.
Tomorrow.
Yes, today seems too soon. Tomorrow would work.
Tomorrow. Right.
Tomorrow.
On our way then. She goes ahead and she kind of pulls a cloak from off the side. Begins to walk out. So,
Question as Bryce.
as Bryce. Huh?
What race is Lotus? I don't have it written down anywhere.
Great
I
question.
don't have it either.
I want to say he's a human.
Okay.
Because in my mind,
That's what I was thinking he was a human?
I've been
Yeah,
envisioning him as a human. So I
Yeah.
want to
Also.
think that's canon.
Yeah.
So, human.
Okay.
Actually, yes, he has to be human because I think I described him with facial hair. It can't be
Yeah.
elf. He could be a half elf.
Right.
He's human. He's human. Like mid-60s. So
Oh, he's that old?
mid-50s.
No,
Sorry.
wow.
Yeah, he's mid-age.
He's on his way.
Okay.
All right. So what are you guys off to?
Well, who do we want to invite first?
Good question.
Who's closest, I guess? We
Technically,
could just go close.
Technically, Thybrik.
Yeah,
Alright.
because
Then we'll-
if I'm correct, Lotus would be up in.
He's probably the farthest away.
Yeah, Lotus
Yeah,
is
he's
he
in.
would
the-
be in like Cynthian district.
He's in the Cynthium district. You guys are in the bottom level, which is where Thybrik is.
Yeah, we're in a
So,
Illuminum.
Yeah. So Thybrik, Willigen, Lotus.
I believe
Avery's got Willigen.
Avery's getting Willigen.
Oh, Avery's got Willigen. That's right. Okay, so yeah, Thybrik, then Lotus.
Yeah, let's go.
Go ahead and you, couple blocks down, the Thybrik. Wow, that was loud. The fuck is that? It's like vibrating my wall. That's weird. It's fine. You go ahead. The Molten Menagerie of Thybrook Marblemite. You can see he is out and about on this. It's practically summer again. I'm pretty sure, if I remember my own world correctly. So he's out. He's in a sleeveless shirt and is currently just hammering away at a piece of metal. You can see that there are holes in this shirt from the sparks that kind of attach and burn away at the little pot marks. His arms are all scarred. You can see he's just hammering away. And isn't really paying attention to what's around him, just on the piece of metal he's working on.
Thybrook.
Hey, yeah, hold on. Ears still ringing. All right, lifts his mask up. Volstagg, how you doing? It's been a long time.
It has been.
How have you been? You look good.
Been well.
It's good. What you been up to?
Learning about religion.
Hey, that sounds dreadful.
Wasn't as bad as you'd expect.
Well, I trust you on that one. Well, what about you?
Well, I got a tongue back, learned a few things about my father and what he did, and just did a couple of odd jobs, really. Nothing too much.
All three of those sound like I'm probably, in for a treat the next time we have a sit down.
Oh, you're in for a treat for one of them.
I bet.
Speaking of sit down, we are throwing a bit of a soiree.
Don't say.
Yes.
All right. When?
Creed has tomorrow night.
All right.
Creed has offered to host.
That's unusual,
Though
actually.
I don't think we ever actually asked him, but
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yes,
Kinda
I
does.
was thinking that as well.
I was gonna say Creed just agreeing to that seems a little weird, but all right.
I'm sure.
That'll be fine.
Creed almost got us killed, so he's usually pretty willing to help us out.
that's fair. Right. Well,
Plus, he'll be glad to see you.
I'll be there as long as it's in the nighttime.
Yes. in
Close down the
evening.
shop. Yeah, sounds good. I'll bring a couple bottles of wine, just for the occasion.
Perfect.
Sounds good. You want me to spread the word, or is this like a invite only
That's
type
Creed's
thing?
place. Go ahead and spread the word.
All right, fuck it. I'll tell everyone I know. Which
As long
isn't-
as he's making money, I don't see why he can be angry.
That's a good point. Honestly, I don't know that many people anyway, so
Hmm.
it'll be fine. All right, I'll spread the word around. I'll invite Goldress.
Ah, yes.
And maybe
Yes, I
Eowyn,
hope he's doing well.
if they're around. So, yeah, sounds good. We'll be there.
Perfect.
Right,
Lovely.
We'll catch up then.
sounds good. See you then, boys. Goes ahead and puts the shield mask back down. That's a kind of hard of a sentence. And just begins to hammer away at his piece of metal.
So you said like shield mask, and I don't know if you've seen Rings of Power yet,
Oh no, I haven't.
but the dwarves in it, they wear full like helmets that have metal beards.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, that's just the most dwarven thing ever.
That's such
it's
a
like a
That is
full like
very
knight helmet
dwarven.
with a metal beard.
I'm not trying to ruin the beard, all right?
Yeah.
You know, that's fucking hilarious. All
Love that.
right. So, Lotus,
Woodvines.
Woodvines.
Ooh.
I just thought about it and I was like, oh yeah, I should go to the Woodvines.
Good shout.
Very good shout. Very good shout. All right, you go ahead. You head to the refinery. Looks like you haven't been here in a long time. They look like they're doing pretty good for themselves. They have a fairly good, business endeavor going on. And it feels like they have a fair bit of customers, and they're up in business, doing the thing. And you push open the door, and you can see that Mrs. Woodvine is currently helping out a customer, handling an exchange of money and a couple of these like green, like light potions in these small little vials. Looks to be about 3 of them, and a coin purse that is being slid across the table. And walks in, and at the table.
My mouse just died.
Oh shit! Did it really?
Yeah, and I don't know why. It's like glowing, but I can't move it. Luckily, I have a mouse from work that I'm gonna plug in and see if it's just my mouse or.
That's so weird.
That's being prepared.
Yeah, shit, I don't have another a mouse, so if my shit breaks, I'm fucked.
I actually do.
Not me.
Okay, yeah, it's just my mouse. Well, figure that out afterwards.
Weird.
Super weird.
There's a lot of things we actually have to figure out afterwards with your wild shape shit.
Yeah.
But so you walk in, she finishes that exchange, and a young dwarven lady walks by, just gives you a nod, and Mrs. Woodvine turns over and says, "Oh, Volstagg, it's really good to see you, dear. How have you been? It's been quite some time since you've been around."
I have been in Taragos for the last few months.
Oh, I hear it's very beautiful up there this time of year.
It was nice. Had some good experiences on the beach.
Sounds lovely. Let me get Arlo. 1 second. She goes in the back. You can hear a couple of voices and you hear like a glass shatter, like, ah, damn it. And you watch as the both of them walk out, and you can see Mr. Woodvine. Well, Volstagg, it's good to see you, boy. How have you been?
I've been well. I hope you have been well as well.
Doing good. Business booming. It was like this back in the day. And, we just, they all welcomed us back with open arms and are doing pretty well for ourselves, honestly. It's real good.
Wonderful. I just would assume Volstagg would have gathered some mushrooms, just some herbs and stuff from the forest, and just kind of gives them to him.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. I'm sure we could use this for all sorts of stuff. Nothing goes to waste around here.
I figured you would be the best people for this. It's from my homestead, just some herbs that my surrogate father would grow. And
well, that's wonderful. I'm sure we can make plenty of tonics and herbal remedies for this. It'd be perfect. Thank you. Very useful.
of course,
Goes ahead and tucks
I
it
had
away.
another reason for stopping by.
Oh, yes, please, of course.
We're throwing a little Lightbreakers reunion party tomorrow night, and it'd be my honor if you would stop by.
Well, that sounds like a great time. We'll happily present ourselves. We'll close the shop up a little early and head on down. Where's it gonna be at?
What is the name of it? Shadowstar.
Shadow Star. All right. Well,
The Shadowstar. Yes.
we'll come and we'll bring some gifts, just as a little.
Oh, the gifts are not needed.
Well, I mean gifts more on the internal intake, if you understand what I mean.
That is welcome. Yes.
We may be older, but gotta have a drink every now and then. Especially since it seems like everybody's getting back together, and it'll be nice to have a little get together. It doesn't happen often.
It does not.
It'll be nice.
Yes.
Thank you for the invite. We'll be there.
Of course.
We'll
We'll see you then.
we interest you in anything before you head out? Got anything you could really need?
I'll get back to you on that. We're not setting out for adventure yet, so I'm not sure what I'll need.
Well, sounds good. Well, we'll see you tomorrow then.
Yes.
Oh, and thank you for those potions. They really saved our butts last time.
Oh, of course. I was hoping when you guys came in. That first time you came in, you were beat to hell and back. And
Yes, that was a close one. Avery was trying on something new, and it didn't go so well.
yeah, her leg wasn't looking too high. It looked like she fell from like a 3-story building. So,
Yes,
anyway.
I'm trying so hard not to laugh.
Yeah, well, I'm glad they did wonders for you. I'm really happy with that. If you need any
Yes,
more, we got plenty. Just stop by.
First place to go to if I need them.
You know it. Well, take care, you boys.
We shall.
All right. Goes ahead and kind of pulls back that box and is kind of rushing through, and you can see both of them are smiling, kind of just like, these would be nice, as the door kind of swings closed. And so, to Lotus then?
Hello, Lotus.
To Lotus.
You go ahead and you begin to make your way, weaving through the streets in the different districts, and eventually getting to the front gate that is protected by one thorn guard currently with the green and gray outfit, kind of holding a spear down with a shield on the arm with the kind of like pulled back helmet and the rose insignia on the chest. And as you approach, he kind of holds his hand out. I'm sorry, but what can I do for you?
We're here to speak to Baron Lotus.
Okay. You have... There's like a twinge. You know what? I recognize you. You are the people who save the city from the drugs, yes?
Yes, we...
Yes.
Yes, they've been talking about it for a while, but haven't seen your faces in quite some time. Okay, yes, Lotus has made it notice that you're welcome in his stead, so... Okay, everything looks good here. Kind of unlocks the door and swings it open. I'm not sure of his schedule, but if you just knock, I'm sure you'll be fine. So,
Okay.
you go ahead, walk your way up, he closes the door, locks it. You're presented with the giant mansion that is the Lotus Estate, with the flag of the Lotus Blossom on it. You go up and you kind of ring the hook doorknob. And as you do, the door opens up and you can see there is a young gentleman, like kind of curly blonde hair, wearing a pair of glasses, and is currently holding what appears to be like a stack of papers. And he says, "Hi, yes, can I help you?"
Is the Baron available?
He can be made available. Yes. What is the reason for the visit?
Just a short talk, invitation to something.
Yes, of course. If you could just come inside and sit down and wait. He's in the middle of a meeting with somebody, so
Okay.
just a couple of minutes. Kind of invites you in. You can see that this is a secretary of some kind. You remember there was a young lady here who was doing sort of the same job. Presumably they take off and on shifts, as to not, or maybe they work at the same time. You don't know. But he goes ahead. He says, "You can sit here. There's refreshments over in the corner. The tea's a little warm, cold-ish. You can just heat it up on the stove. It's no big deal. If you need anything, just holler out. I'll be around."
Thank you.
Go ahead, and this is a beautiful sitting room. There's currently a tea kettle and a couple of cups and saucers if you wish to have a drink. And it's just a beautiful little lounge room that's probably overly decorated. A little lavish, but you've been in this stead before. You know he's a little regal in the sense.
Right.
And has money, obviously. So, especially since he works for the king directly as a liaison, it's... you guys sit down, and is there anything you do as you wait for a couple of minutes?
Just kind of sit and maybe, flick a coin just to pass the time.
And eventually, you can see that this front room, it's kind of situated where you walked in, there's this room to the side, and you can see a staircase that leads upwards, the big, long staircase that leads into the dining hall where you guys had dinner with Lotus. And you can see that after a couple of minutes, those doors open up, and you can hear the laughter of two people. You can see as Lotus begins walking down the stairs, and he says, "It has been an absolute pleasure to see you again. I hope that we can do this again sometime when you're not too busy." Just laughing, and you see another gentleman, a bigger, heftier gentleman, who's got a big gut, a pretty fancy suit, has kind of these hefty, like mutton chops that only go into a mustache, no beard. Yep, just the perfect cowboy-esque little attire. And he's kind of got the big chin, but you can see he's kind of got a nice jaw. It's like a reddish brown and kind of this buzz cut hair that kind of flows a little bit, like it's growing out a little bit, and bushy eyebrows. You can see with like a deep, like hearty. He says, "Right, it's been an absolute pleasure to be with you again. Lotus. I hope to do this again. Yeah, the king's running me dry. The treasury's been a damn mess, but I'm handling it, and hopefully soon it'll be all ends tied together, and the king will finally be happy. Also, it would appear that you have some guests, and he turns and he could say, "It would appear that I do. Well, welcome, Volstagg, Sakudo. I was not expecting you. It's good to see you. It's been quite some time,
Good seeing you.
actually. We will catch up. Allow me to walk. Volstagg, Sakudo. This is Lord Atticus Byrne. He is in charge of the treasury. The king, he handles the financials, to put it simply. Good friend of mine. Been busy lately. And they proceed to walk down the stairs, and Lord Byrne walks up with a firm handshake to both of you. It's good to meet you. Atticus Byrne, pleasure's mine. Yeah, been a bit busy, you know. You're the ones who handled the rune situation, is that right?
Yes,
Yes.
the light breakers.
Lightbreakers. Well, it's a pleasure. You've made my job a hell of a lot easier. And also a hell of a lot harder. Handling the financial situation after that has been a mess. Cleaning that all up.
I can imagine it was a bit of a mess.
But honestly, as much as it hurts, it's good to have that finally tied up. You know, having that lingering is never good. So I'm glad you were able to put that to rest. So cheers to you on that. Well, I better be on my way. Have a lot of paperwork to handle. And you take care, and don't beat up the Baron too much now.
Certainly won't.
You take care.
You as well. It was a pleasure meeting you.
As to you. He walks out, closes the door, and Xavier turns around. I wasn't expecting you. It's good to see you. I'm concerned as there was no notification of your arrival.
Well, it's just a spur of the moment kind of thing.
Yes, I just got back into town a few days ago,
I was
reuniting of
wondering-
the light breakers.
I was wondering
we
where your
decided
presence
to-
was.
I've been in Taragos.
Excellent this time of year.
Yes, it was. I was at the Church of the Wild Mother.
Oh, very interesting.
Yes.
I didn't take you for a man of religion.
Not really, but do you remember my sword?
That I do, yes.
Yes, it once belonged to the champion of the Wild Mother.
You don't say. That is
Yes.
very honorable to be in possession of such a weapon. Would you mind if I take a look? I won't touch it, out of respect.
Oh, no. By all means. I pull it out. I hand it to him.
Oh, sorry, a relic of this caliber is extraordinary, and to be in the presence of it and its wielder, great Volstagg, is amazing. This is fantastic. Wow. This looks no offense. This looks highly unwieldable. Is this made of glass?
It's made of the sands of the Taragos beach.
And it cuts like a blade.
Yes.
Impressive. Well, I guess if it's worthy of a champion, doesn't matter what it's made out of, I suppose. Well, it's very impressive, and you should be honored to have it in your possession.
I'm very honored.
He graciously hands it back to you. Thank you.
Just go ahead and sheath it.
Truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to hold a relic of that caliber. Well, so, what brings you to the estate?
We are throwing a little reunion party
Oh,
and just inviting some guests.
well, I'm honored that you thought of me. That is... Honestly, I'm happy with that. That is very nice of you to do so. I would love to make an appearance. Yes, of course.
And we'll be at the Shadow Star tomorrow evening.
Okay. Yes. Marcus, could you please write this down for me, please, so I do not forget? I would like to move this up the ladder on the chain of events. And you can see that the young man says, "Yes, right away, sir. I will put it in the notes." Yes, I would love to be there. I am very thankful for the invitation.
Oh, thank you.
Of course.
I also have a question for you.
Of course, yes, please shoot.
When we last met, you were talking about Loci. You had business there?
Yes, indeed. I'm a delegate for internal affairs there for the king.
In my travels to Taragos, I learned of an archdruid known as the Ember Maiden.
Yes, she is their headmistress. She is their leader, and I've been in constant contact with her over the years to, as I mentioned, to try and bring them into the graces of the kingdom, and to little to no avail.
Well, should you need a diplomatic liaison on your side with, some druidic abilities, and I'll go ahead and, druid craft a plant in my hand to help out, I would like to speak with the archdruid.
Yes, that would actually be splendid. I guess I never really put two and two together. I guess really I was too caught up in Sakado and Kalsang to make the druid on druid connection. Yes, that would be splendid. Oh, of course, if you have business there to kill two birds with one stone, I wouldn't want to send you there on my own accord. But yes, if you find
so
your way,
my business would be with her, so
yes, of course.
That would be perfect.
Yes, please, if you could, that would be splendid. I have done my best, and the name, the Lightbreakers, has spread through the king's ears, and with the most recent bringing down of the drug ring, this would be an excellent boon. Not at all necessary, of course, but if you do happen to find yourself in Loci, if you could, any assistance would be greatly appreciated. Yes, that would be wonderful.
Of course.
Awesome. Well, thank you. That is, we can. Well, no, I was gonna say we could talk about it more at the soiree, but
we could discuss it after the soiree.
I don't wish to discuss matters of that caliber in a setting of celebration.
Right. We can party, and then we can do business.
Party, then parlay.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, I thank you for your invitation. I'm eager for the celebration, and if there is any other requests you have of me, feel free. I do have a meeting to get to in a couple of minutes, but
of course,
if I have time to answer any last lingering things, if so you choose.
No, I think I am good. Sakado, do you have anything for the Baron?
No, nothing to discuss.
Would you, I'm sure you probably already have, would you wish for me to invite, Willigen?
We have someone inviting him, but if you want to let him know,
I'll,
might be a little bit more encouraging to get him out of his little tower.
Homestead? Yes,
might egg him on.
He's got a bit of a stick up his ass, if I'm being completely honest.
Oh, actually,
Yes.
I think you might love to know this. He called me a friend.
Did he really?
Yes, he did.
You should be honored. The only person who holds that title is yours truly.
Oh, well, we are both friends of Willigen, then.
Of the same cloth, my friend.
Indeed.
Well, I'm very excited. I will do my best to get him out of the house. I'll drag him out if I have to. So,
That would be a sight to see.
well, we'll come in tandem, don't you worry. And I'll bring some of my finer drinks. Not too much because, I don't want to waste it. Well, waste it. You know what I mean.
Yes.
I don't want people to taking shots out of a 300-year-old ale. You know what I mean? I really don't need that to be happening. Or mixing it with, like, apple juice. I just... Ugh. So, yes. I will see you tomorrow, then. Splendid. Well, you gentlemen have a lovely evening, and I will see you at the soiree.
See you then.
Right.
I'll see you then.
Marcus, please, if you could, walk them out. Yes, sir. Walks you out. I've written it in the notes. I will make sure that he doesn't forget.
Thank you.
Good day. He gently closes the door, and the two of you are now presented into the city streets of Snowcaster, where tomorrow you've sporadically set up a little soiree. Get together, a reunion of the Lightbreakers and the future to come. That is where we will end this episode. It's good to be back. That was a very fluid
Very good to be back.
episode. It was
Very
smooth.
good.
It felt good. I'm excited to see where it goes. Random party. Love that.
Gotta love it.
Promise you that wasn't in my notes.
I don't think it was in anyone's notes.
Just kidding. I don't write notes for this. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate it. Thank you guys for playing. It's always a blast. Can't wait to actually do this more frequently again. We took a really well-deserved break. So we're all, as you could tell, and you could probably tell throughout the entire episode, we're really happy to be back. So
Yes.
thank you guys for watching.
Yes.
We love you guys very much. We hope you're staying safe out there. Enjoy your squirt sticks. And we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.